following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey, ho, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.
And Astro.
We're back.
Astro loves it. He comes every week. He knows what we're doing. He jumps in my lap and he looks at the TV screen. Don't tell me this dog is not stupid. He's not stupid. He is very camera ready. Right, Astro? Look at the camera, honey. Look at the camera. Say hi to all your fans. Hi, everybody. This is Astro talking. Not really.
So what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well.
I'm not. It's that time of year. The winds are blowing. I mean, like a hurricane. The sand is blowing. It's in my eyes. It's in my nose. It's in my ears. It's in my everything. And I am not well. So today, don't expect too much out of me. Jimmy said, should we cancel? I said, never. I'm from the olden days. The show must go on no matter what. And
we're having all kinds of difficulties. So Ron's not feeling well. I haven't been feeling well, but today I'm feeling better. Our first guest, I don't think he's coming on. I got a message from him, but I didn't see it until like an hour ago. And he's in the hospital with kidney stones. So we're gonna make shift and come up with something else. His name is Steve Stanulus, and I don't think he's gonna be coming on unless he got out of the hospital yesterday. But I haven't gotten a message back from him. But he's a great actor, producer, director, and author, and we will reschedule him. So we'll have to fill some time today. And then our second guest is Carmen Aiello, and he's a big wig casting director. And the rumor is that he is the
stop wringing your hands.
He's the one who discovered Rachel Brosnahan.
Who the fuck is Rachel Brosnahan?
The marvelous Miss Maisel.
Who? Oh,
Maisel.
That's her name?
Yes.
That's her whole name?
Rachel Brosnahan.
You're kidding. That's such a long name.
Yeah. And we love her, and that show is such a great show.
I never really knew her name. I just knew her character. Miss Maisel. I knew the character.
But she's terrific.
Yeah. So I'm joked up. You know, I took all the amphetamines. You took the amphetamine?
No, those are drugs. No, you took like cold medicines.
No, I took sinus stuff, and histamines.
Antihistamines.
I took antihistamines, not amphetamines. I mean, I'm gone. I'm shot today, folks. So feel sorry for me. Bear with me.
But we're back from Boca. We had a fun time. We relaxed a little bit. We had a good time. The weather was good all but 2 days. 2 days it rained, but it was kind of nippy and cold in Florida.
We ate in the best restaurant ever. It was in our hotel. I was shocked. It was called the Captain's Table.
No, the Farmer's Table.
Oh, the Farmer's Table. It was somebody's table. But anyway, I wrote on Facebook it was the Captain's Table.
Oh.
But anyway, it's a Farmer's Table. And I had lemonade made with honey. It was delicious. And also spare ribs that were health food spare ribs in some kind of a wild, whatever. It was delicious. The food was fabulous. I can't wait to go back and have the tomatoes and the blueberries and everything on that big, long plate.
It was good.
It's a health food place, I guess.
Yes, it's a health food place, and the food was really good.
Really
we
good.
Enjoyed it.
Honestly.
And we had a nice
I would
time
recommend you go there. Not cheap. It's pricey, but it's worth it. You know, we go to so many restaurants and the food stinks. And the bills are like $100 is nothing. I mean, a dinner for two people today with tip $120 is the average. And that's not even eating a lot. That's like,
that's not even a super nice restaurant.
Yeah, that's not even a very expensive restaurant. And I forgot what I was saying. See what I mean? Not going
That's
to be a
okay.
good night.
It's going to be a great
Not going to be a good show. Anyway,
we saw lots of Ron's friends, his dearest and oldest friends, Terry and John, and they've been friends forever, and we spent time with them.
right.
We drove around. We went to South Beach and saw South Beach,
Loved
how it's
it.
changed.
Oh my God, it was a trip to South America. I felt like I was in Rio de Janeiro. I loved it. The beautiful people. Those South Americans are good-looking women and men. And the colors they wear all the shit that I wear, the multicolored clothes. And the food is outrageous. The restaurants are beautiful. The tropics are there. They really made South Beach into South America. It definitely is Rio de Janeiro.
It was beautiful. So we had a really good,
Love it.
relaxing
If I
time.
were young, I would live there. If I were younger, like say 30, I would move there if I were 30 years old, because it's so happening. We were there in the afternoon in the traffic of people and going and doing and music. I mean, the bands playing, the ocean. It was just phenomenal. I felt so alive, as opposed to here in Palm Springs where I feel like I'm dead because it's so friggin' boring.
So we're back, though, and lots of cool things going on. First, let's say hi to the chat room. Stefan and Lady Lake are in the chat room. Hey, ho. How you guys doing? Please send our best to Tina. I saw she said hi to Tina. And we have a lot of fun things going on, you guys. A lot of cool stuff getting ready to happen, I think.
I think I'm going to work. Finally, there's a movie I'm making.
So,
Am I still?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Next week or something?
No, not that fast, because you got to do pre-production and everything.
Oh,
But
we're
I think
going
we'll be
into-
funded. We'll be in pre-production in 2 or 3 weeks, I think, yes.
Hallelujah.
We also...
What movie is that?
Well, you have several of them. So you have Red River. You have Zombie with the Shotgun.
What's the one you said I might be working on?
Those are you have several of them.
Oh, several? I can't wait to
Red
go.
River, you guys, helmed by Jennifer
I'm doing a
James.
cameo there. I think I have 5 lines. That's all.
And then we have Zombie with the Shotgun, which is Hilton Ariel Ruiz's film. Then
That's
we
a
have
good movie.
another film that I have a lot of interest in, and we're actually going location scouting on Saturday with the team. It's called Carnival, and it's got a great team of people. And you guys know many of them. You guys don't know Mark Baca Anthony, but he's an Emmy winner. Jeff Caperton, Corey Gariak, who was in he's the DP for like the last Indiana Jones movie, and Steve Ross, who wrote it. And there was a big article about the film in the Beverly Hills Elites magazine. I think that was what it was called, or the Hollywood Elites magazine, or whatever, during the Oscars and the Oscar party. There was a big article about it, so it should be a lot of fun. So we have a lot of cool stuff going on, and
I have to teach you how to speak.
I know how to speak.
No, you have to learn breathing. You don't breathe. You do one breath. Here's what you do. And then you talk until the breath is gone. You have to breathe. You have to have sentences. After a sentence, you breathe. So the next sentence is powerful.
That's okay. Either way, we
No,
do
but
have a
when
lot
you
of
mumble in the car, I want to hit you.
we have a lot of fun things going on, and it's going to be a very busy the rest of the year. We're hoping so. I think everything is going good with
I
all
hope
these
so
different
too,
projects.
because real estate in Florida, I don't even want to sound pretentious, but it sounds pretentious. You know, the houses start to get really pretty and special at $1 million. How many people have $1 million, especially in cash? At our ages, we don't get mortgages. 30 years, I'll be ashes, dust. I mean, they think I'm going to pay a mortgage 30 years from now.
And the market has really jumped. We went and looked at my old houses. I have 2 old houses that I had in Florida. One of them was my very first house. I bought it for $155,000 in Victoria Park in Fort Lauderdale, and it just sold for $1.1 million. And from that house, I bought a $350,000 house, and it just sold for $1.8 million. So hopefully the real estate bubble is going to crash, because it's unbelievable the price.
And the house that I owned when I met Jimmy, I paid $250,000 for it, and it's selling now for like $800,000 or $900,000.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
So it's really sad
Yeah,
that people can't buy houses.
it just is. Everything is so expensive. Every restaurant we went to is expensive, and we didn't go to really nice restaurants. I mean, we didn't go to dumps and fast food restaurants, but every restaurant we went to, it's gotten a lot more expensive.
Well, Alexander's is a nice restaurant.
J. Alexander's. We went to J. Alexander's, and we went to a really great pizza place. It was the best pizza I've ever had. And I had shrimp parmesan, but it was a good. You like that pizza place? I mean, I guess it's an Italian restaurant, but their specialty is pizza.
Right.
But it was really good. I liked it.
What I liked was every morning having my bagel and cream cheese and coffee at Bagel World Town. What was it called?
I forgot. Bagel Town East or something.
That was fun because I was sitting with all the old Jews, all the aldecakas. They were so sweet. One lady was adorable, this little blonde, and she ordered a thing this big of, I don't know what the hell, whipped cream and all kinds of crap. So as we're leaving, I looked at her. I said, "Oh, tell me, a little girl like you is going to eat all of that?" And she said, "Well, why don't you come and help me?" So down in Florida, if you're a halfway decent looking man and you're available, boy, oh boy, are you in demand. The women are hungry. They're looking for men down there like crazy.
That's true. That's actually true. He was getting hit on everywhere, so it was fun.
I was hit on quite a few times. They sort of scouted around to see if I was married or if I was straight or gay, They do that. They're very good at it.
And then I walked up. Then they kind of figured it out.
They figured it out.
But when he was on his own, they were hitting on him left and right.
They figured it out when Jimmy said, "Oh, husband."
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, they're fagalers." Fagalers.
Anyway, so let's do some businessy things real quick. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Please check us out. We are on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes.
Jimmy, there's no water in here. It's empty.
Because you have a bottle. You told me you didn't need it. You have a bottle of water.
Oh, I thought, okay.
You did tell me that. Hang on. Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Amazon Prime, and 360 TVN. So please listen to us on all the different platforms. Also, check out our my horror publication, Dark Frights Magazine, at darkfrights.com. We're number 20 on the list of horror publications in the world, which is pretty good because we're only 3 months old. So please check us out, darkfrights.com. Now you got water. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
On Facebook, every day on Facebook, I write a little something, I guess, to help people out, because you'd be surprised how many people out there don't know how to walk, 1 foot before the other, and they need to be taught. And I do. Out of my experiences in life, I write about it to help people through what they're doing. And today I wrote, my headline was, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And I wrote, "I do, I don't, and I wish, because I want to be a ghost after I go to the next room. I want to come back so I could see Jimmy, my children, my friends, and all of my dogs." Which led me down to Jane Russell, who was my buddy. Jane and I always had these crazy conversations. And Jane said to me, "When I die," she said, "I will go to heaven, and when I see Jesus, I will sit in his lap. And then Jesus will turn to me and say, 'Jane, now you're here. What am I going to do with you?'" And she thought that was really funny. I didn't, but she thought it was funny. I guess she considered herself a problem, but she wasn't ever a problem. She was very easy to understand and to know. I don't know what my response is yet, because I haven't gone back to my computer to see what people are writing. A lot of people think death is just sleeping. Like my mother used to say, "You didn't know what was going on before you were born, did you?" And there was Cleopatra, there was Napoleon, there was everybody. They were all here on the planet living, but you didn't know anything. And it's the same thing after you die. You don't know anything. And I thought, what a grim thought to be taught. But my parents were socialists, and socialists do not believe in religion. They don't believe in Christ or God or anything. They really don't. They don't believe in church. I never went to church. I wanted to because all my friends went, but I never went because I wasn't allowed, because socialists are communists. That's another word for communists. But In the day that my parents were socialists, it was very chic and very in because it was a depression, the Great Depression, and everybody was struggling to eat, and they had to have some kind of an idea of a social party. Anyway, today it doesn't work, but it worked back then. So that's why I don't believe really, excuse me, in any religion. You believe in religion?
Yeah.
You think when you die, you're going someplace?
I have no idea. But I believe other people believe it. I think everybody gets to believe whatever they want. Watch out, Estro.
Like when you die, you think you're going to go to a glory hole?
No, I'm not. Anyway, new conversation. So you guys, many years ago, like maybe, I don't know, when Ron and I were in New York, actually, we were in New York. We taped an audio drama. It's called Dead Exit, you guys. Politics, Hollywood, and Murder. It's set in the future, and the world is upside down. A vengeful senator devises a plan to use death row prisoners as movie stuntmen in government-sanctioned executions in Dead Exit, the audio drama. So we did this. We recorded it. It's an audio drama like an old-fashioned radio show from back in the day. It's just been released on all the different digital platforms. It's got lots of people you guys know in it. Eileen Shapiro's in it. Soho Johnny's in it. Ron's in it. I'm in it. Who else is in it? Roxy Saint is in it. Steve Hamm, who's been on the show a bunch of times. Sean Kanan is in it. Sadie Katz is in it. Kenny Aronoff is in it. So we cast about half of it with people who've been guests on the show. It's a really fun audio drama that they want to eventually turn into a movie, but it just came out. It's on all the digital platforms. So please check it out. Listen to it. Let me know what you think. I forgot who Ron plays. I play Johnny B. Hollywood, so I'm like a Hollywood newscast person. So it kind of like fits. And
I probably play the killer, the wise guy, the mean person, the nasty person.
I don't remember. You don't remember what you played?
I have no idea.
I think Tom Churchill's in. I mean, there's a lot of people.
I don't even remember doing it.
There's about 50 people in it, so I think it's a lot of fun.
It's all news to me. I have no recall of this whatsoever.
That's funny.
None at all.
So it's available now. I'm probably going to do a press release about it coming out and list everybody who's in it because I think it's a lot of fun. But we had a good time doing it.
Now I want to hear it.
But it's called Dead Exit, you guys, and I think it's a lot of fun, and you guys could check it out. We also want to welcome Harlow's Haunt to the chat room. And
I mean, I'm really bad. We went to a movie one night, and the guy talking, Jimmy, turned to me and he said, "That's you." I said, "That's me." I was doing a voiceover. I don't remember doing the voiceover. And I didn't even recognize my own voice when I was speaking.
Yeah, that was in Day of the Cicada.
Day of the Cicada.
Day of the Cicada. So we want to welcome to the chat room Harlow's Haunt. That's Terry, a friend of mine, Facebook friend of mine, who's also a writer for Dark Frights magazine. He has a great film called Harlow's Haunt. And he shot it in Florida. He's a great guy. So welcome to the chat room. Hello. I think we're going to do some announcements. So I'm sorry, you guys, that our first guest got sick. So you'll be stuck with Ron and I, but it should be fun.
I remember we were driving from Ohio. Now, where were we going?
From Florida to...
We were driving from Florida to...
Pennsylvania.
And Jimmy had an attack of stones. And we had to pull into a hospital somewhere in Asshole, Georgia. Like, I don't know where the doctors came from, but they looked like they were going to tore off his legs and arms. Anyway, I was worried. I said, "Jimmy, you can't go in that hospital. This is like nowhere in the world." And he went in and he had stones. And
you had to stay outside because we had Shazam in the car. We were bringing him back from Florida, our big, 130-pound dog.
Brazilian Fila dog. So I stayed in the car in this haunted town. It was really like haunted. And it was 3:00 in the morning.
It was terrible.
It was
I've had stones like 4 times. So
wait a minute. I said to Jimmy, there's a movie here. There's really a good horror movie there about I could have been killed in the car waiting for you, and then they got you and they chopped you up in there. Anyway, it was scary.
Absolutely. So you guys, I thought I would, since we don't have a guest, I'd promo some of the cool stuff that we have going on. I have 3 movies that are out, and 1 movie that'll be out this summer. That's Ron's movie, Clown Motel 3. Ways to Hell. What is it called? Yeah, Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell. So we're going to play trailers for some of these movies because I have another movie, Night Mistress, that just came out on Amazon Prime. Purgatorium is on Tubi, and The Beast Inside is on like a whole bunch of different platforms, of which Ron did a cameo in that one. And so I thought we would start with Clown Motel 3 because it's fun and everybody loves this trailer, and Ron looks great in it. So this movie's coming out this summer. When are we having the premiere? It's in August, right?
August 7th. And you know what? They have over 108 clowns, killer clowns, the biggest ever, the biggest cast of killer clowns ever in any of the horror movies. And it's fascinating to see all these. Watch, it's good.
So you guys, here's the trailer for Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell, where Ron plays General Milan. Enjoy.
To fulfill your ancestors' separation of the human world and the clown world. First,
You came to steal our gold, so I'm going to steal your soul.
What's the verdict?
We have 12 missing military members.
Rivers, you can do it.
General, are you saying one last rescue mission?
We have one shot at this. Let's make it count.
We go from Silent Hill to killer clowns from outer space.
welcome to the Clown Motel.
Ever hear of the blood moon ritual? The transformation was a success.
Now go get me those sacrifices. I love you.
You see, the Queen was chosen.
Welcome to the Clown Motel.
Acid?
Yay! Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell. So you guys,
There is so much to see in that movie that really and truly, it's going to have to be a very long film.
it probably is going to be a long,
Very
film.
long film because there's so much to see.
So
You get your money's worth with that one, believe me.
I think what they're going to do is re-release Clown Motel 2 and then release Clown Motel 3 after the premiere in August. Should be a lot of fun because Ron's in both of them. And they're fun. You know, they're campy, low-budget movies, but they're fun, campy, low-budget movies. So I
Kids
think
love
you guys
them.
will love them.
I mean, if I was a kid, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you know, you love them.
And this one has a lot of kids in it.
Well, I know, but children have a better imagination than old people. Old people are set in their ways. They go, ugh, look at those stupid jerks with that shit all over their faces. You know, but young kids don't see that. They see, oh my God, look at that heart. They're funny. They laugh. It's a good movie, folks. I would recommend you go see it because it's visual. It's not a boring movie. It's not going to be one where you say, okay, where's the action? The action is right from the get-go.
Absolutely.
From the minute I walk in and say, what the hell is this? Bang. And I throw that, whatever it was, on the table.
It's fun. Anyway, it's a fun movie, you guys, so I think you guys will like it. And since we're taking up time to show you some different things, We're going to do a couple of them here for you. So the next film, this film's out actually called Purgatorium, and it's on Tubi right now. It's been on Tubi for a while. It's a really, really good film. Its only shortcoming is it doesn't have anybody in it who's famous, which hurts.
I'm not in it.
Which hurts it. Like Clown Motel 3 has a bunch of well-known horror movie people in it, and it has Ron, and Purgatorium doesn't. But it's available on Tubi now for you to check it out. It's not as much a horror movie as it is a psychological thriller. But check out, here's the trailer for Purgatorium.
So what is this double?
I'm stuck in here.
Who put you up to this?
No one did, sir.
I gave it to you in writing, Bart. In black and white.
I really don't want to hurt you, man.
Then don't. Evil is with us.
A wise man once said, life is like a stream.
If you're doing and you're not doing,
It does not stop.
stay up there!
The funny thing about streams, though, once it's off course, you can never change it back.
So you guys, that's Purgatorium. It's a great film. It won all kinds of awards throughout Europe. Again, it's available on Tubi, so you can check it out, and it's free on Tubi, which I like. And now we're going to take a quick music break, I think, because I want to break things up.
I feel bad for the people that are not watching us, that are listening to us, because they don't get to see the trailers, but they heard them. But, tune in, watch us. You don't have to only listen to us.
That's right.
It's more fun watching us, I think, than listening. Radio is like...
No, but we want you to listen to us. So please keep listening. All right, you guys. So then the next thing, we're going to play International Nova. Ron and I used to hang out with him when we lived in Pennsylvania. He's a really super talented guy. Now he's on a reality show, and I think he's in Georgia.
Really? On a reality show?
Yeah, he's on a hip-hop reality show. And the name of this song is Mansion in Audemars, and the artist is International Nova. He's got a beautiful wife. He's a super cool guy. We really enjoyed getting to know him. So check out Mansions in Audemars by International Nova.
Diamond rings and shiny things, treasures of every king. The sun, the stars, the moon to Mars, and everything between. More than any secret ever told, 'cause you work your weight in gold, 'cause you're my lady. So much more than all the mansions and the more.
So much more, right? My ride or die, bitch. My bonita apple bunch, my ghetto fly, miss. 'Cause I done been around, and still don't see one. My little mama, hold it down, she my ghetto queen, shit, 'cause she my ghetto queen. My Mary J, my real love, there ain't no in between. 'Cause she my down, my missus, hold me up. My lowest flower bomb, baby girl, she know what's up. Yeah, see I can take you there. We can take a trip around the world, well I take you there. To that white sand, somewhere with nice tans. To that moon and the stars, I'm the right man.
Diamond rings and shiny things, treasures of every king. The sun, the stars, the moon to Mars, and everything between. More than any secret ever told, 'cause you work your weight in gold, 'cause you're my lady. So much more than all the mansions and the more.
Wait, so now it's round two. Wake up 6 up in that morning, you can hide our rendezvous. Your body's banging, hip or knocking, we can make our own scenes. Baby, keep it quiet, 'cause them neighbors, they be hearing damn. Wait, let me massage your body, we can make this all night. Shorty, just don't me at your own pace. We ain't gotta rush, ma, I can make this all day. So give me one night, I guarantee I can blow your mind. I can make this last your whole life. To that white sand, somewhere with nice things.
To the moon and the stars, diamond rings and shiny things, treasures of every king. The sun, the stars, the moon to Mars, and everything between. More than any secret ever told. 'Cause you're worth your weight in gold. 'Cause you're worth so much more. So much more than all the mansions and the more. Than the more.
I'm saying, baby, you're worth so much more. Mansions and Audemars. Tell them sunshine. International Nova.
So you guys, that's International Nova. Cindy,
That's a good song, too.
Cindy Lady Lakes basically says that he's on Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop, the Atlanta edition. It's on MTV. He's got a great sound. He's a great musician, and he's just a lot of fun. Really classy guy. So check out International Nova and follow him on Instagram. I think you guys will like it.
A story that goes with it. There's a black nightclub in New York City, which is downstairs. It's very, very private. You have to be a member. And he was having a song release party in that nightclub. And he invited Jimmy and I. And I said to Jimmy, you know what? We're going there, and it's all black people, and they dress outrageous and wild. And if we go in suits, we're going to look like two white guys in suits, assholes. We can't do that. We have to go dress wild. So Jimmy agreed. I wore a tuxedo with tails and jeans and boots and I don't know what the hell else. And Jimmy got all dolled up in crazy shit. And when we got there, all the men in that nightclub were dressed in Ralph Lauren. They had suits with vests that all looked stunning. They looked like models. I mean, they were dressed like we would have been dressed. And I said to Jimmy, now I really feel like a schmuck. Look at us. The two of us, we're trying to...
We look stupid.
We where the hell were we going? And nobody said anything, but I think they were looking us up and down saying, these two white guys are really way out there somewhere.
They liked us, though. We had a good time.
Oh, they liked us, and he likes us. And I love his wife. She's lovely. So we got along with all our friends there. But just goes to show, don't try to dress for the room. Never dress for the room. I learned that. I knew that actually before we went there. I used to say that all the time. I don't dress for a room because the room could be different. I dress for who I am. Because who I am goes everywhere.
So I want to give a shout out to Hub Reynolds joined us in the chat room. Hello, Hub. How are you?
How's the romance?
And the romance is good. I follow him on TikTok and I see it every day. They post like 5 videos a day together.
You still don't have a wedding date?
I guess not yet. And I want to give a plug to Terry. He says great. I want to give Terry, who's Harlow's Haunt, in the chat room, you guys. He did his very first movie. It's called Harlow's Haunt. An ancient evil stalks and claims the souls of anyone who awakens its presence. Children playing with the Ouija board as adults are confronted with the consequences of dabbling in the occult and must face the true essence of evil at Halloween. Set in the backwoods and swamps of Central Florida, Harlow's Haunt leads you through a maze of treachery and deceit spanning decades on this emotional and harrowing journey to an end, or is it? And you guys, the film's on almost every major platform.
Who's Terry?
Terry is the guy who's in the chat room for Harlow's Haunt. He's one of my writers who writes for Dark Frights magazine.
Okay.
And this was his very first film, and he won all kinds of awards and did really, really well.
Sounds
with it.
good.
And it stars John Dugan, you guys, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And it's an indie low-budget film that's done extremely well, and we want to give him props and tell everybody to check it out because I think you guys will like it. It's actually really good, and he's working on the sequel now.
I would like it because I like Ouija boards, and I like the unknown. That's spooky. That's spooky. I don't care if it's slashing. when they chop everybody up, that's stupid.
Oh, I
But
love
when
it.
you have haunting and spooky stuff, I like spooky.
Also, you guys, we went and saw.
Wait a minute, do they use that word anymore?
Spooky?
Spooky?
I think so. Some
That's a
people
word
do.
from my day, from 100 years ago. Spooky.
I think spooky is more like to describe like a family horror movie, like Halloween
No,
Town.
spooky means dark dungeons, creaking doors, cobwebs, everything. It's spooky looking. I mean, it means scary. I guess they don't use the word
Yeah,
spooky.
they don't really use spooky. Is more like for a kid. They would describe more for a kids movie now. Like
Spooky.
a kid, like Halloween Town would be.
It's
spooky.
amazing how my language is gone. Nobody speaks like I do.
Yeah, it's just totally different. So Ron and I have been watching some modern day movies for the last couple of nights, and let me tell you, the movies today just suck.
Yuck.
First, we watched Heretic.
Horrible.
With Hugh Grant, like the worst movie ever.
He never shuts up. He bores the hell out of you. And the end was so predictable. And the whole thing was a waste of my time.
It was terrible. I don't know how it did so well. It did $60 million, and I don't know. And everyone got great reviews.
Publicity. And him, he's got a fan base.
It was terrible, you guys.
Terrible
I don't know how it
movie.
did good. And then last night,
decide for yourself. That's our opinion.
And then last night we watched
another bomb.
The new, what's that lady's name? Nicole Kidman has a new movie that just came out on Amazon Prime called Holland, and it's about Holland, a town in Holland, Michigan, or something.
I mean, really,
it was the dumbest movie
Who wrote
ever.
that piece of shit? And why do people get that kind of funding? Because they get Nicole Kidman, who gets $15 million for the movie. And she's not worth $15 million. Her performance was nothing better than anybody else. Some of the people we have on our show, starting off, are better actors than she is. So I get angry when I hear that bullshit.
We also get angry knowing that we have films that are way better,
Way
better stories that we can't get $2 or $3 million for, and they're getting $20 million for these movies that are terrible. That bomb. I mean, that could be a career-ending movie. It's so bad.
Oh yeah, she hung herself because she hasn't been doing too well with box office, and now she's hung herself. Nicole, listen to me. Choose your scripts. Don't do any shit just to get on screen.
You can't possibly need money that bad.
No, she had to get on screen because she was disappearing.
I think it's just terrible. But you guys, there are a bunch of cool.
We saw
shows.
another one. 3 of them we saw.
I don't know what the other one was.
That's how bad it was.
I don't remember what it was. So
I
told you that I only remember 2 of them. The other one was so bad I don't even remember what it was.
I don't remember it either. We saw 3 in a row. Horrible. They're not making movies like they used to years ago, where they had story and you could follow a movie. Today they do so many flashbacks and they jump all over the place. You know, it's very difficult. You have to concentrate. Entertainment is not concentration. Nobody wants to go to theater and concentrate. People want to go to theater and be free and laugh and scream and do whatever they want because the film dictates that.
Yeah, if you watch The Heretic, if you don't listen to everything that's going on, you have no idea what's going on. Same thing with this movie, Holland. If you don't actually pay attention, you have no idea what's going on. It's done so poorly.
But I wanted to tell him, shut up, for Christ's sake. You're grandstanding the movie to you. You know, what was his name?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant was grandstanding. He was doing his soliloquies. He was doing his thing. And he was making the movie shitty.
And there was no action, really, hardly at all. It was
and it was stupid. It was contrived. It was done. The plot was old. Please, enough has been said about it.
Yeah, it was terrible. So, but you guys, I have been watching some really good TV shows. I think a lot of you guys would like. So I'm just going to recommend them. I watch TV and listen to it while I'm like working at home. Some of the really shows that I think are really good right now. Suits LA, you guys. Suits. They have a regular Suits, and now they made an LA version. It's really good. It stars the guy who was in Arrow, the guy who played Arrow in the Arrow TV series. The Hunting Party is really good. Mobland, which you have the biggest stars on the planet doing television. It stars Tom Hardy, Helen Mirren, and Pierce Brosnan. And it's a new TV series on like Peacock or Paramount. It's really good. Happy Face is also on one of those 2 networks, Peacock or Paramount.
I should be in Mobland.
And Matlock. and Matlock. Well, I think Mobland though, because I watched the first episode. It's like an Irish mob. It's not like the Italian.
Oh,
mob.
I could look Irish.
You could look Irish. And Matlock, you guys stars. What's the lady? Kathy Bates. Really, really good show. And Lady Lake turned me on to like a really good show too. And now I forgot the name of it, but it has the lady who plays Gene Smart's daughter from Hacks as the lead in it. And Lady Lake, what's the name of that show? It's the one with the girl who like smarter than everybody else. Oh shit!
The girl that plays her secretary.
No, the girl who plays her daughter.
Her daughter, yeah.
In
she was.
Hacks.
We saw her somewhere else.
Yeah, she's in this other show, and now I forgot the name of it because I'm trying to think about it. Which just stinks. High Potential. Yes, she's right. It's called High Potential, you guys. It's on ABC, I think. It's a great show, High Potential. Really, really good. Probably my favorite show of the season.
Well, I like Hacked.
Hacked.
I love her.
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart is absolutely one of the most beautiful. Also, her timing, I love. You know, in acting, I study everything. When people are on screen, friends of mine, because lots of times they say, "What'd you think?" And I said, "Well, the timing was not right." Timing is everything. When you're in a movie, if you don't deliver the lines at the right time, people get bored. Have you ever seen a movie where they're so slow, you say, "Come on, speed it up"? And she has timing. Jean can just belt it out there. She bangs them out like crazy. I love her work.
I do too. It's a lot of fun.
She's a fabulous comedian.
Yeah, she's just a great actress in general, and she's done everything. I didn't even know who she was until Hacks came out, but now I'm seeing her in all kinds of things. Now that I know who she is,
she's a great character. Not even a character. Now she's a star.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you guys, we have another trailer we're going to play. This one is for a movie called The Beast Inside. I produced it with Eileen Shapiro, and Ron has a cameo in it. It stars
2 seconds.
Sadie Katz, Lorene Landon, and Vernon Wells. It's out on all
Lorene
platforms.
Landon was superb in this movie.
So is Vernon Wells.
She got an award, I think. Didn't Lorene get mentioned?
No, but she got mentioned for the best acting was Lorene Landon, and Soho Johnny is in it, you guys, and he got mentioned as being, you know, he plays a main character in it, and everybody loved his.
It's like a family affair.
Yeah, everybody loved it, but it's available on all the different digital platforms right now. So check it out. Here's the trailer for The Beast Inside.
Anne, you missed your appointment. Remember, Anne, this is part of your path back to your son. How have things been?
Things have been difficult.
You look tired.
I feel tired.
You know, this thing here, it doesn't work if you can't bring yourself to be honest with me.
Yes?
Trust me, you don't want me to be honest with you. I have something inside me trying to take over. Started a year ago when my mother died screaming.
We all have to wrestle with our personal demons.
Going from my mother into me. What's gonna happen to my son when I die?
If you can get the demon to reveal its name, then that will give you power over it. You are going to try to exorcise this thing out of yourself by yourself.
You think that's a bad idea?
You're relaxed and at peace. I want you to tell me what you see.
I have something that is growing inside me. I can feel it right underneath my skin trying to get out. You want to see evil? I want you out of here. I don't care what I have to do. You hear me?
Why would I want to go? In the name of God, we all have our secrets.
Hey everybody, so that's The Beast Inside. It's available on all digital platforms, Amazon, I don't know, all the different ones. Just Google it, check it out. It's streaming, so take a look and see what you think and let us know. Thank you, chat room. Everybody says they love it. And then I was going to say something else, but now I forgot what.
And you're not even old.
And I'm not even old. I am getting old, though. People are telling me I'm getting old. Lately, I've been forgetting things because there's so many things going on.
So maybe it's time for me to trade you in for a younger model.
No. I'll never be that old, honey.
I'm gonna tell you now, you're starting to look old. You're not so attractive.
No, I don't look old at all. I look good. I had my best health.
Yeah, but
ever.
naked, you're not exactly gorgeous.
I am gorgeous. I lost a lot of weight, you guys. I weighed 175 pounds today. When I met Ron, I weighed 216, so I weigh almost 50 pounds less now than I did when I met him. And I'm fabulous. Anyway, so I got one more trailer because we got one more movie that's out.
I love them anyway.
We have one more movie. This movie just came out last week. It's called Night Mistress. It's a very low-budget indie horror film. We went to the premiere, and it took a couple of years for this to actually come out. We had a great time at the premiere. Has a lot of recognizable names in it, and I think that you guys should check it out. They say it's going to be streaming on a bunch of different platforms soon, but right now it's only on Amazon Prime, and it's called Night Mistress, so check it out. I think you guys will like this one. Yay! You guys, so that's got Sharon Winters, you guys. She was in the original Batman television series. She was Catwoman's like kitty, one of the two kitties that follow Catwoman everywhere.
Catwoman's pussy.
It also has Tracy Lee Coco, who's been on the show a bunch of times, and she's from Star Trek. Ray Michaels Quiroga's in it. He was a Power Ranger. So it's fun. It's a great story, actually. It's got a really good story to it. Like I said, it's a low-budget film, so maybe not the best film ever, but it's a fun film to watch, and I think you guys will like it. So those are all the films that we have right now that I worked on. I have got Night Mistress, Purgatorium, and The Beast Inside. We have The Dead Exit thing that we want you guys to listen to, the audio drama that Ron doesn't even remember doing. And I don't think a lot of people remember because I think they all forgot because everybody's in it, you know. But it is a lot of fun, and I think there's going to maybe eventually be a comic book for it and everything too. So check that out. It's on Apple and Amazon and I don't know, all the different like platforms where you would like listen to things. SoundCloud. You can listen to the drama. It's pretty long. It's probably like an hour and a half long or something. It's like a movie, but it's a radio drama. But excuse me, I think you guys will like it. There. Yes, the story seems good. So
we actually have better films coming up. Some of the films coming up the pike are really good ones. Good scripts. Two in particular that I'm in. Not because I'm in them. I'm in them because I love the script. A script should have a story. A story should get people's interest. We should not, actors, only chop up people to get your interest, because any idiot can chop up something. It's not called acting. Chopping up a person, stabbing, shooting, beating up, that's not called acting. Acting is when you become another person and you bring your audience into where you are and you make them feel what you feel. That's called acting. So I'm in two of those movies, and I'm very happy to say. One is O Negative, which is a great script written by Ming Ballard. And the other one is The Gift of Magic, written by me. So I'm happy about those two.
and he has another one too.
Which one?
Saving Paradise.
Oh, Saving Paradise. I'm crazy about the script.
So you guys, believe it or not.
Let me tell you a story about that one. I was hired to play the handsome, old, soap opera star, possibly opposite Joan Collins. And I said, I'm not comfortable with the part. After reading the script, there's a character in the movie called Bernie, and Bernie's a Jew from New York, and he's a fast talker, and he's a smart ass. And I said to everybody on the staff, I said, listen, I would give my part up to George Hamilton, let him work with Joan Collins, and I will play Bernie because Bernie is who I am, and I can do a wonderful job with Bernie. So I got Bernie. And I cannot wait to shoot this movie because Bernie is absolutely the funniest guy, wise guy, smart ass, everything New York, Jewish, perfect. And it's going to be a great part for me to play. So you see, we actors do like to play certain roles. Some parts we don't like. We play them, but we don't like them. But it's always fun and better when we like a part. We do a better job with it.
So I've got a story for this. So you guys, Cindy Lady Lake, she's in the chat room. Everybody knows her as Lady Lake Music on social media. We've been friends for, I don't know, we met on Twitter maybe 15, 16 years ago. We've been friends for a very long time. We talk every week on the phone for 15 years. And,
I was 20 when we met.
And I've never actually met her physically. We do Zooms and video calls and phone calls, but we've never actually touched each other and said hello.
I never met her either, but I did receive her blow-up doll. It's in her image.
No. So anyway, you guys, she's fabulous. And she came to me with an idea last year, at the end of last year. I don't know, maybe in the summertime or the end of the summer. And she said, she had an idea for a movie, and she gave me a reference to something else that it could be similar to, but a little bit different. And she says, what do you think of this idea? And I love the idea. She was a genius idea. She said, do you think we could turn it into a movie? And I went and found Jennifer James to write the script, and she's going to direct it. And Cindy and Jennifer and I are producing it. And it's called Saving Paradise. It's a great script, kind of like a Hallmark movie, a little bit cheesy, but a lot of fun. It's going to have a lot of stars.
Oh, I don't think it's cheesy at all.
You guys are going to have, it's got a romance. It's got all the things
No,
in it that a Hallmark
I
movie
think
has.
if it's acted well and done like the movies of yesteryear where they were made with quality, it could be a great film.
Oh, it's going to be a great film.
Because if we have George Hamilton and Joan Collins for our stars, that's a big headline. And then a bunch of soap opera stars will be in it.
It's going to be a bunch of people that were famous in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Is what we're working
So
on.
you'll get a chance to see all your soap opera stars.
Not just soap opera stars, though. Stars from the 80s and 90s.
Well, most of them are soap.
Not really.
Sean, Ron, there's a bunch of them that are soapy.
Okay, but there's... Okay,
Who
well,
else
there's
have you
everything.
got?
No, we don't have anybody yet because we don't have the money in the bank to hire them. But the people we're considering for it are all around, a little bit of everything. So we're going to have all age groups and demographics in it, from stars from their 20s to their 80s. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think you guys are going to love it. And
Then the movie
Cindy writes, it's great, love and romance, a bit of comedy and magic. So it's going to be a great film. We believe that we're already going to be funded for it, and we're hoping to shoot it at the end of the year. So it's going to be a good one.
The movie I wrote is about 1943, about an Italian mafia guy married to a Jewish bookie who's a woman. And they're kind of corrupt, but you'll love them because they're nicely corrupt. And she receives a gift of magic from the voodoo lady where she's able to kill people at demand. And they decide to go to the Brooklyn Navy Yard and kill all the Nazis that are trying to blow up the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And it's sort of a dark horror movie because the blowing
dark
up,
comedy. It's like a dark comedy.
yeah, dark, because the blowing up is the fun part when you see people explode. I know the audiences will enjoy that, but the majority of the film is comedy and very funny, very, very funny. So we're going to do that one. That one I'm excited about because it's a movie. It's a story. It's not just chop them up. Anybody can make a movie where you have every other foot of the film is a chop up. I hate that. I turn away. I don't even watch those movies.
Well, we have a lot of good projects coming up.
Movies have to go back to being movies.
And they're stories. We have projects that all have good stories. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We
Right.
have one other horror movie that we're going to be doing called The Legend of Bunny Man. We've already got lots of interest from like famous horror movie people that I didn't even have to reach out to them. They all reached out to me to be a part of it. So hopefully we'll get that one going too sometime this year. We just started working on it now. And then I told you about the film that we have, Carnival, that we're going this Saturday to go look at locations and stuff for. So lots of cool things coming up. So we're hoping to, by the end of the year, to have a whole bunch of great new
We're
things
trying to
bring you
make
guys.
film better. We're trying to bring back the quality of film of 30, 40 years ago, when film meant something. The horror movies of yesteryear, I mean, how can you, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of the best. And it was a story. And you felt bad for the creature when he, at the end, died. And we think he dies, but he doesn't. We developed a character. They developed a character. And the creature was a friend, and we liked him, even though he was a creature. But everybody was afraid of him because he was different. Like today, if you're different today, people are afraid of you. So it had a meaning. It had a storyline. Then the Night of the Living Dead. Okay. They did burn people and eat them in the car when the truck was on fire. But majority of the film was zombies being shot in the head to be killed. Cemeteries to be eerie and scary. Locked in a house with zombies tearing off the shutters, trying to get in to get you. It was a story. And we were frightened because, oh my God, look, the zombies getting in. Dracula, Bela Lugosi, story. They took him from Europe and brought him here in a coffin. And the crazy guy that took care of him ate bugs. I mean, it was a story. Frankenstein, the same thing. Frankenstein was a monster that was created, and he terrorized the town. So we want to bring that sort of quality back to horror films. Horror films need it because people are becoming numb to the chop 'em. I saw a movie where a man's penis was chopped off.
You saw several.
Several. And I thought that
Not
was,
several penises, you guys, just several movies with that happening.
that's the ultimate disgusting bullshit. If you have to do that in a movie to make a movie work, I'm sorry, I'm not your audience.
Well, you're not the really horror movie audience anyway, but
No, I am a horror. I like horror. Listen, Christopher Lee, who I have a story. I met Christopher Lee at a cocktail party in Beverly Hills. And we were talking, and his wife was standing next to him. And I said, you know, Christopher, I love your Dracula. Nobody has ever done Dracula as well as you since Bela Lugosi. And he was 6'4" or 5. He stood up and said to me, I have done more than Dracula. And he walked away. So I said, fuck you. But his wife, she said to me, he's very sensitive about that. I said, honey, see that mink coat you're wearing? You got it because of Dracula. So cut it out. He made a lot of money with Dracula. I said, I wish I could make the money he made with Dracula. And now he's a snob about being Dracula. You better straighten him out. How ridiculous to do that to me. He didn't know who I was. And I was writing a column at the time. I could have destroyed him, but I didn't. Anyway, and getting back to the subject. So we're trying to bring back the quality of films. Red River is a story, and a good story. I'm not going to tell you what happens. All of the movies, I'm not picking, listen, I did a couple of cameos for friends of mine. I did Beast Inside for Sadie, and I did, what else did I do? Another cameo somewhere else for somebody else. I'm not doing that anymore because it puts me in movies I don't want to be in because they're not good. I'm choosing my scripts, only movies that have stories, quality stories, stories that people will see the movie twice. Most movies today, you barely can get through once.
we have seen some bad ones, but I even like the bad ones, though. I mean,
I don't.
The bad ones are still better than what we've been watching. That they're
see, Jimmy's today's Hollywood. Jimmy is new. Jimmy's is green. I'm old. I'm old Hollywood. I was around in the classic days when we had stars like Clark Gable, Tyrone Power, Marlena Dietrich, Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, Ida Lupino, Barbara Stanwyck. We had great stars in my day, and the movies were great scripts, and the acting was beautiful, and everybody would cry in the movie if the actress made you cry, laugh if she made you laugh. And I remember leaving the theater and hearing people say, "Oh, I love that movie, I want to see it again." I have never heard that yet in a horror movie that I've been to a red carpet premiere, where anyone has ever said, "I want to see it again." So we have got to get back to film quality. Sensationalism is shallow and it doesn't work. It lasts a minute. I know that if my friends were here, if Betty Davis was here, she would tell you that the quality of the film is what makes the film work. And she made some bombs, but it wasn't because the film had poor quality. It was because the storyline was not the audience's favorite. Because back in the 1940s and 50s, if you didn't please the audience by giving them what they want, meaning at the end of a movie, they better kiss and make up, and they better kiss. Because if a movie ever ended where the love interest didn't kiss, people hated the film. They'd walk out, forget it. When Alfred Hitchcock started making movies, and he started making the endings where people didn't understand them, his films weren't very popular. People said, "Oh, I don't like Hitchcock. He leaves you hanging. He doesn't complete a movie." But that was his style. Today, we think he's a genius, of course. So again, I repeat, we're going to bring back the quality of films. Jimmy Starr and a few of his friends, who are all big producers, will only select good scripts with a story. We want to get the audience interested. We want to get you like this. What's next? I want to see it. Not sit back and say, "Oh, look, a head fell off. Oh, look, they chopped his dick off."
One thing, too, about it, though, is that even though horror is my favorite genre, and I do have 4 or 5 really good horror movies scheduled, one of the films I'm the most excited about is actually Saving Paradise. It'll be my venture into non-horror, but a really great story. And I'm working with really fun people, so you guys are going to like this one a lot.
My character is such a wise ass. He reminds me of one of the Golden Girls in his humor. Which one is the big tall one? What's her name?
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. Yeah, but Bernie reminds me of B. Arthur. He has that wonderful New York sarcastic humor. And, of course, I do that well. So it's going to be a fun movie.
So I want to give one more shout out too, because Harlow's Haunt. Since we may be in Florida in the upcoming future, also I've been reaching out to different great filmmakers. Terry's a really great guy, and he says Harlow's Haunt 2: Infinite Delirium is the name of the title of the sequel, and it'll be that they're starting to go into figuring it all out now. But again, you guys check out Harlow's Haunt on Tubi. Let's take a quick music break, and then our guest should be here pretty soon.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, so you guys, we're going to play Roxanne. Woo! The name of the song is Striving, featuring Chris Bell. Hopefully you guys will like it. Check it out, and we'll be right back.
If I don't know my way, then I'ma find it. I always speak the truth, I'm never silent. Never going down, I keep on rising. Till I make it to the top, I keep on climbing. You already know, yeah. Always moving fast, we never slow, yeah. Boy, you better catch up with the program. It's funny how I did this shit with no plan, and now I'm going crazy. I feel bad for anybody that betrays me. I put in work for those who couldn't cause they're lazy. One of a kind, so you should know you can't replace me. I gotta keep my focus, gotta strategize. I'm shooting for the stars, I'm looking past the skies. Been reading all these books, I'm like a mastermind. I'm hoping that I make it to the afterlife. This music about to be my day shift. Don't do no hating cause we all interrelated. I started all this from the bottom like a basement, and there's no saying how far I'm about to take it. Yeah, let's go, we in flex mode. Before I finish one, I'm looking at my next goal. I already been shining, I don't need my neck gold. This life full of attachments and you gotta let go. Striving, if I don't know my way, then I'ma find it. I always speak the truth, I'm never silent. Never going down, I keep on rising. Till I make it to the top, I keep on climbing. You already know, yeah. Always moving fast, we never slow, yeah. Boy, you better catch up with the program. It's funny how I did this shit with no plan.
I mean everything I say and I say everything I mean. Promises are promise and my promises I keep. I told everybody I'ma always strive to strive. I told everybody I'ma live until I pass away. But we can't actually pass away. There's something about my energy that they can never take away. I know this cause I'm tapped in. Consciously spitting, they call it rapping. Yeah, we striving to rise and this life is perfect timing. I see people showing envy, but I never mind it. I see shawty cold digging when she should be mining. Mining for awareness, that's not what they finding. I know what you looking for, it's calling escape. Gotta learn to take your time, this ain't minute made. Been at it for years, I've been steady driving. Put myself in gear, look at me striving.
Striving, if I don't know my way, then I'ma find it. I always speak the truth, I'm never silent. Never going down, I keep on rising. Till I make it to the top, I keep on climbing. You already know, yeah. Always moving fast, we never slow, yeah. Boy, you better catch up with the program. It's funny how I did this shit with no plan.
All right, you guys. So that was Rob Sand. So I don't even know how you say it. Rob Sand, something like that. But the name of the song is Striving. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I listen to a lot of his stuff, and I follow him on social media. He's got the funniest videos, so it makes it a lot of fun. Let's see. So our guest should be coming on in the next minute or two. In the meantime, the chat room has been very active. So hey, what's up, everybody in the chat room? And I forgot what else I was going to say.
See, he's forgetting everything. We got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
We got to replace you with a young one.
I know.
A young, sexy, handsome one.
I know one thing we can look up, though. Hang on. Okay, go ahead and talk for a minute.
I have a splinter. I have a splinter right there. How the did I get a splinter?
So we want to also give a shout out to then, because Cindy Lady Lake works with a great musician, David Martinez. He was on our show many years ago. He has a brand new single called My Sweet Love. It's out now, so we want everybody to check it out. Stream it. It's everywhere, and you guys will love it. And Stefan is in the chat room. Make sure you say hi to Tina. I guess I got nothing else.
Tina, my sweet little Tina. When am I ever going to see you again?
One of these days.
Look at the splinter. I got a big splinter there. It really hurts.
That just looks like a piece of skin.
No, it's a splinter, like glass. I don't have glass on my finger. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay.
All right, we're on the air.
That's okay.
I have a piece of glass in my finger. How I got it, I'll never know.
I don't know either how you got it, but don't pick at it until you get it. We'll get tweezers when the show is over, and we'll do something with it. And we'll get it off. All the dogs are sleeping all around our feet, you guys.
I want to go to sleep. I hate this sinus bullshit. I got to get out of Palm Springs. I can't live. This is the first time I lived here 20 years ago. I had this problem, and I moved because of this problem. Not only I, but my daughter, Leslie, she's sick with the same problem with the sand. And my other kid who moved to Pennsylvania, she was sick when she was here, but now she's okay in Pennsylvania.
But it's freezing her there.
Huh?
It's very cold in Pennsylvania.
I know that, but they don't have sand up your nose. Okay?
You're right. You guys, the winds are so bad that the main streets here were shut down. They like closed them because the wind was blowing so much you can't see to drive. So they
you don't want to drive your car through it because it pits your windshield and gets rid of the paint on your car. You wind up with a silver car if you have a black car. So it's really horrible. The desert was not meant for people.
And you don't want it to get into your sunroof area because it'll wreck your sunroof and it wrecks your convertible top. So you have to be careful.
And it wrecks the people. The sand is terrible. Terrible. And not only that, but the rain we had made everything bloom. The desert usually doesn't bloom. The sun kills all the plants, so you don't get the pollen. But now with the rain that we've had, the plants are happy. And they were saying, hello, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to get you.
Yeah. That's terrible. I hate that. I hate it just in general. I hate that just in general.
You what?
I hate that.
What do you hate?
What you were just talking about, all the different shit you just said. We're also trying to paint the patio out in the back.
I'm picking sand out of my eyes. See this? I'm not bullshitting you. Sand in my eyeballs. Ugh.
I think it's funny. All right.
Your house is full of sand. Very fine. How it gets in, I don't know, but it gets in. It's super, super fine. It's not like sand like at the beach.
So our guest is here. You ready to bring him on?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring him in.
I have to get the sand out of my eyes.
Hello, Carmen.
Hey, you guys. What's wrong with your eyes, Rod?
The sand and the winds are blowing in Palm Springs.
I know. I live on a level floor of a guest house, and there's always like wind and sand that you can't get rid of it.
Are you in Palm Springs?
No, but I'm gonna come visit in a couple of months though. Are you guys down there?
That's what we live in Palm Springs. Where do you live?
I know. Can I come say hi to you? I'll be there in May.
Yeah, absolutely. So where are you?
I'm in North Hollywood.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were like East Coast. I didn't know you were West Coast. I just assumed you were East Coast because I know you started in Chicago or someplace. I think I read.
Yeah, I started in Chicago. I grew up in Denver, but
okay. So let me do.
How bad is it out there?
It's terrible. It's terrible. All the roads are shut down. Half the main roads are shut down because the wind is so bad you can't see.
No kidding.
Because of the sand blowing everywhere.
If you drive down valley and look at the mountains, you can't see the mountains because the sand is in the air and it blocks the view of the mountains.
That's terrible.
Well, you shouldn't be living in a desert.
Yeah, we shouldn't be living in the desert.
I mean, they should never have built homes here.
I say that. I literally say that all the time. I'm like, what idea was it that someone decided to build a city
I'm
in
not
the middle of the desert?
You know, I'm not fucking Lawrence of Arabia.
So hold on, we're gonna
get along.
We're gonna do an actual introduction. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, producer, and casting director Carmen Aiello. How do I pronounce it? Danny Aiello, Carmen Aiello.
Yeah, you did it right, Mr. Star.
There you go. I love it. You have a French mother and an Italian father.
Good for you.
Yes, I had an Italian father.
You got half of it right.
He's the Italian half.
I'm 100%.
Okay, my love. All right, my love.
100% Italian. I'm so proud to say, 100%. Nothing is in me but Italian.
My Italian family lives out here. Actually, the extension of my father's side. So I found them not a couple years ago, like 7 years ago. They came knocking, and that was really nice. Like I never knew I had the Italian side of the family out here.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, it was like Oprah Winfrey show. Like I was with my mom, and it was just me and my mom my whole life. I had a godfather, obviously godmother, so I had that whole thing. But most of my Italian family passed away in Denver. I didn't know my father's side was out here, so I had my aunts and my cousins contact me and said, "Are you the son of Joe?" Well, yeah, I am. I'm the son of Joe. And then I met them all, the whole family. There was like a whole bunch of them. I didn't even. They were living 15 minutes away from me, and I had been out here like 4 years already. So I had like family 15 minutes away. It can feel lonely in the city sometimes, but it was nice.
Oh well, real quick, say hi to the chat room. We have a bunch of people in the chat room.
All my Italian relatives are still in Italy. They won't come here. They love Italy.
Yeah.
They live very well in Italy.
Have you been to Italy?
No, I've been to France with my mom to visit my French family. Most of them are, passed away now. But yeah, I'd love to go to Italy.
But my
it's looking awesome.
family, my cousins, and whatever's left there, they live very well, and they don't care for America. They've been here, and they didn't care for it.
Yeah, we could have a conversation about that.
Yeah. So I was upset about that, and I said to my cousin Lelia, I said, "Listen, I come here. I don't say things bad about Italy. You shouldn't say things bad about America." But they said,
Yeah.
a lot of Europeans don't like it. They come here, they're very disappointed. They like Florida because it's pretty. No, they like Florida because it's pretty and tropical. They like tropical Italians. But as far as New York goes, no, they didn't like it.
Oh, no, of course not. No, we don't even have to discuss that. No, they'll definitely not like New York. It's not the ideal place.
I love New York. I love New York. Are you kidding?
So wait, so what did you were born in Colorado, you said?
Denver.
No, I was born in San Francisco.
Okay, born in San Francisco. How were you in Chicago? What were you doing? How did you get to Chicago from wherever you came from?
Have you guys been to Chicago?
I have.
I wonder if any of your viewers have been to Chicago. It's such a beautiful city. I wanted to go to either LA or New York, but I was very integrated into theater, and I did my research. I went to a few years of college, and my Pell Grant ran out, and I had to make a decision whether to continue college or spend all my money there or use money to go, move to a different city. So Chicago seemed like a place after I researched that had really good theater. It does really have good theater too.
Theater, yes.
It's a great launching pad for people who want to, move to New York or stay in Chicago. But the economy for theater is not good. Either you are a union member and you are performing of one in 6 different theaters that allow you, or you're non-union. So I went out there, just started, dancing and choreographing.
So you started more like as the performer.
Yeah. Well, I was a choreographer too and a dancer.
Okay.
So I auditioned for Broadway and all that stuff. Ron, I'm sure you're familiar with that.
He auditioned for West Side Story back in the day.
Did you really?
No, wait. He's an exaggeration.
Well, is he really? You always say that, Ron, that he's exaggerating.
I knew one of the cast members of the original Broadway show.
Okay.
And he was a friend. The Queen. She was a friend of mine. And I said to him, I want to audition for West Side Story. And he said, let me see what you can do. So I was pirouetting all around, and he looked at me, he said, stick to acting.
You can't dance.
No, I can't. I did da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And he just looked at me. He was hysterical.
So
I thought I could be a young boy. I couldn't be. I was too tall. I'm 6'1".
You are?
Yeah. So being
how sweet! You look so small and tiny. Now you're like, oh, okay.
No, I'm very big. I'm very.
He's a little under the weather today, so he's not sitting up straight
because of the sand.
Because of the sand.
Listen, about 100 years ago, the troupe that I was working with said we got a club in Chicago, and the club was a very prestigious club, drag club. And I said, "Oh my God, they're going to book us!" I'm so excited. February. Because nobody got booked there in February. Nobody wanted to go. And we got there, they said, the ropes are so you don't get blown away. I said, because there were ropes. You had to walk and pull ropes.
No, thank you.
And I said, I will never come back here again. But I have gone back in better weather.
So wait a second. I want to go back to the dancing thing. First of all, we haven't really. I think we've only had one casting director on the show before, and they really didn't cast the really big stuff like you've cast. You've cast some pretty big things. But I want to talk a little bit about the dancing thing, and I have a reason why. Do you like all those dance movies? Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Because
I'm really bad at being put on the spot, but yes, I love them. The old classics and everything. Yes, absolutely.
Well, you did a show. Okay, so one of my favorite all-time actresses was in a Step Up movie, and her name is Sharni Vinson.
Shut up.
And she was on the show about 2 months ago, and we've become friends.
Was she really? Oh my God, I love her.
We got 18 million plays on her show.
Of course she did.
She's a huge horror icon in horror, but then she's also this great dancer. And so she's in the show, The Guardians of Justice, of which you have an affiliation with. So that's our 6 degrees of separation. So tell me.
That's so awesome.
How was it?
I love Shardy. Shardy came to my wedding. Shardy was at my wedding as well.
Oh my God, I love her so much, and I'm working on a bunch of films, and I'm hoping that when I get the funding that I can afford to bring her into them because I want to work with her so bad. She's literally my favorite actor, one of my favorite all-time actresses. And so tell us The Guardians of Justice. First of all, you guys, I wrote down it's an animation action adventure. I started watching it yesterday.
Okay.
But the people that are in it, I wrote down Diamond Dallas Page, which goes by Dallas Page now, Shawnee Vincent, Denise Richards, Zachary Ty Bryan, Derek Mears has also been on the show, Jackson Rathbone, Kellen Lutz, Edie Gathegi, Max Adler's been on the show, Jane Seymour, Richard Epcar, and R.J.
Jane
Mick.
Seymour?
Yes.
The Jane Seymour?
Yeah.
She really
is.
Jane
Seymour.
So tell us a little bit about the show and what you do with the show.
Okay. I'm a co-creator of the series. It's a TV series on Netflix. I'm the casting director, a co-producer, and the first inclusivity advocate in Hollywood to be credited on a television show, which was really nice. It's a superhero show. It's based off of DC characters, and the whole purpose for me was to go and find RJ Mitty's in it as well.
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad. But the whole purpose was to find people who don't normally play these type of roles or who have been put in boxes and give them an opportunity to play do stuff.
Do something totally different, because first of all, I'm a big superhero, so I collect superhero action figures of people who've been on the show, and horror movie action figures and memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
So I have all of them.
I don't know if we have action figures from that show. I was told there might be some merchandise in the future, so I hope so. That would be great.
Oh,
but,
I would love it.
Now,
yeah, it's a really nitty gritty show. I mean, it's like a little low. It's a low budget show. I mean, we did it barely with our hands, but it ran the course of almost 5 years. And Stu Yost, director, Adi Shankar, director, Brett Anise, who was one of our showrunners, director, Sean Deloach, who was our writer, Jenny Powell was our producer. I mean, there were so many great people behind the scenes that just kept it running.
And it's still on now. I mean, you can still see it on Netflix. There's 7 episodes, I think I saw, right?
Yeah, it is. It's really this collage of animation, stop motion, miniatures. All the miniatures you see, those were all built for the show, and live action. It's not one of your normal superhero DC shows. It's not like the Penguin. It really runs in this kind of I always kind of compare to like an animated live action of Doctor Who. We really built the whole thing with our hands. So, but it's great. All these people wanted to onboard because it was something just really unique. That's how it goes.
I just love it. I'm gonna actually watch it. It won't really be something he'll like, but I will love it. And I hope they do come out.
He's not gonna like it, no, and that's okay. I'm really objective about my work, but all the actors like Jane Seymour smokes a cigar. She told me, she's like, I never would ever do this in my whole life. I'm vehemently against tobacco, but we needed one of our characters to smoke a cigar. People were doing stuff that they'd never done before on the show. Not like smoking a cigar is anything that's interesting, but people were coming on and just taking risks. It was really cool.
I love it. Well, you were going to say something.
Yeah, we got a red carpets that Jane Seymour's in because our friend is
Michael Damian.
Michael Damian. You know who Michael Damian is? The singer?
Director.
Man, I'm not going to go there because no, I don't. It's not coming up right
Michael
away.
Damian was very famous years back, and he has done 2 movies that are stupendous. They're fabulous. You must see them. They're dance movies. They're musicals. He brought back the musical, and I forgot the name.
High Strung Free Dance. Jane Seymour's in both of them.
Yeah, and Jane Seymour's in both of them. But High Strung, there's a scene in the subway where they're dancing that my breath was taken away from me. I really mean it. I was breathless. The dancing was unbelievable. The music, the chord, the whole thing. I look, I got goosebumps. Look at that.
Michael Damian too has he's the one who resurged Lindsay Lohan
And his wife, Michael and his wife.
Yeah, he's the one who got Lindsay Lohan back. You know, and she did one of his films and came back on doing all these films again. And he's the one who discovered Nicholas Galitzine, who now is like doing movies with everybody. Anne Hathaway and she's doing the biggest movies
And
in
I
the world.
interviewed that cute little number.
Yeah, we entered. He was super nice when we met them. They were cute.
I interviewed that cute number. And I wanted to ask him, "Are you gay?" Because I knew already. Probably. Well, you know, I can't. I don't out people. But anyway,
I'm not going to out people either. But you have no idea how many people are.
No,
we do. We do know.
I just said.
We do.
I said to him, "You're too cute to be straight."
It's cute. No, it's
So
sweet.
And he didn't argue it. He didn't argue it.
So actually, you have.
Why would you take a compliment like that?
No, it's a great compliment. He's very, very nice, and all the movies in all the people in Michael Damian movies.
You know, Jimmy and I are
really
married.
big.
Did you know that Jimmy and I
Yeah, we're
are
married. So
11 years. Yeah.
So I actually wrote down, first of all, these are films that you did the casting on. Some of the films, and the reason I did it is because like we've had like so many of the people that you have cast in films on our show. Many.
Yay.
You did Corbin Nash, which was a great movie, by the way.
Thank you.
And it starred Corey Feldman, who's been on the show. Malcolm McDowell's been on the show. Courtney Gaines has been on the show. Bruce Davidson, I just had a phone call with. He's going to come on the show. And Rutger Hauer. Then you did Once Upon a Time. And then you did The Employer. That also has Malcolm McDowell, David Dastmalchian, who I love, and Billy Zane. Armed Response, Ethan
Billy
Embry.
Zane.
Hang on, wait. Armed Response with Ethan Embry, Clea Duvall, Carrie Elways, Alan Arkin, Adam Arkin, Ving Rhames, The Monkey's Paw, which is great. Stephen Lang, we interviewed him on the show. C.J. Thompson,
That's good.
Charles Dutton, Gut Shot Straight with George Eads and Annalyn McCord, Steven Seagal, Ted Levine, Vinnie Jones, Stephen Lang again, Tia Carrere, Fiona Dorff. She's been on the show too.
Okay,
Stephen Lang was fabulous, though. We love Stephen. Ron danced with him and everything.
You danced with Stephen Lang? Shut up.
Cheek to cheek.
No.
Yes, because
Lies.
I have it on video. I have it on video.
I see that.
I was interviewing him, and I said to him, "You are the least homophobic human I have ever met. You are so gay friendly. It's wonderful." And he said, "I love gay people." I said, "So dance with me." And he said, "Okay." And he got up and we did a slow dance, cheek to cheek.
That was so sweet, Rodney.
So nice. I love the man. He's an absolute doll. After the interview, we hung out, we ate, we had a beautiful evening with him, and learned all about his wife, who was a costumer for movies, who's quite famous. And he's just a gent and a wonderful human being and a brilliant actor.
So now,
absolutely. Now, have you guys seen Severance on Apple TV? Have you watched that show?
I haven't watched it, but like somebody just texted me that it's in our chat room, said that they just watched it. Was it good?
Shut up. Just now?
Like a half an hour ago. So,
that's so wild. I'm really intuitive. Anyway, well, whoever texted you in what chat room? This chat room?
Yeah, chat room, yeah.
Oh, well, whoever Christopher, since you guys were talking about gays, I mean, like Christopher Walken is super amazing in that he plays a gay guy in there.
Walken, here you go. When I was a kid, we lived in Astoria. And they used to call Christopher's name is really Ronnie. It's not Christopher.
Oh, is it?
It's Ron.
Oh.
And his aunt owned the bakery up the block from us. And I used to get my birthday cakes from it. And I would ride the BMT train home with Christopher Walken. I knew him for years, and I knew his wife for years.
Oh my God, you're right. His name is Ronald Walken. That's so wild. What the hell?
From my neighborhood. And Christopher was doing The King and I. He was one of the children on Broadway in The King and I. And we used to somehow come home 3:00 in the morning, from Manhattan on the BMT. And he'd be there in his white tight dungarees with red socks and some kind of a weird shirt. And I'd go sit with him. And we both
Oh
did.
my gosh, that's
We both
so
got off.
nice.
We both got off the same stop, and he was a nice guy. Chris
Dungarees. Did you say dungarees?
Yes.
White
That
dungarees.
reminds me of that song from Fun Home where she's like,
Oh,
in your
dungarees are
dungarees.
jeans. They're jeans.
Yeah, he knows what they.
He was in his white tight jeans, red socks, and white tennis sneakers.
So wait, how did you become a casting? How did you go from like the star to also then becoming a casting director? And was that a difficult thing to do?
I mean, it's just part of being creative. I mean, to me, it was not separating one. It was separating one from another, but it was more of like an organic journey. Like, I was an actor in Chicago. I mean, I auditioned for Broadway, and I was in the circle of theater. That amazing, amazing artists in Chicago. Like, I still to this day, every day, wake up and I think of them, and that is not being exaggerating. I think of it all the time. My start, but. I noticed like after being in all these like really great, amazing shows, they were nominated for, I think they were called Jeff. They were the non-equity Jeffs. So the Tony version of the Jeff Award for non-equity theater. Right. So, but the actors in that circle, like, I just felt like, you're backstage, what it's like backstage, but I was doing plays. So I stopped doing musicals. Not because I stopped, but I just was auditioning for plays, and you would constantly hear, because you're in the circles of theater, what's next? What are you auditioning for? What's going on? What's the next project? You know how it works, right? Ron, are you following me? Yeah, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
What are you gonna do? You're in a show, so what are you gonna talk about? What you're doing next? And I would hear about all these like horror stories of these auditions that people were going on in our own circles. And I was thinking, this is really crazy. It's not possible that you could be treated this way, like cattle. I mean, I understand the cattle calls, but in the inner circle of theater, when you're being called in with a director for, for a seasonal audition, knowing that the actors are all running in the same circles, it didn't seem that artistic directors or casting directors were so negatively impacting actors that they would be telling horror audition stories backstage in Chicago in the tiny circle of theater that's like the inner group. So anyway, whatever. I just decided that I wanted to start changing the way it worked and start having more of a dialogue with actors. And I decided someone's got to do something about this shit, because it's horrible the way actors are feeling. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. You tell me, how many horrible audition stories have you heard throughout the years of actors talking about their like awful audition stories? Have you heard of any of those?
I hear them. I hear them all the time, and I'm very similar. I'm not a casting director, but because we have so many great people come on this show, I keep a list, and I get contacted all the time by people saying, "Hey, you have, who do you know? I'm looking for some indie actors. I got about 500 actors that are famous that I can go to."
Sure.
Just find out. And so I help, but I don't get paid for it. I just do it to be a nice guy and help, people.
And you brought up Christopher Walken's name. Did you know that his wife was a casting director?
No, I did not. Not now, but now I do.
She's retired now because she's like 100. But
she worked in Full Circle, Full Cup, Silver Cup or something.
No, she worked in Queens Plaza in Silver Cup
Studios,
which used to be a bread making factory. They converted it to a studio. And she had a business in Manhattan, and she was a casting director for years.
So wait,
big one too.
So you did it. You became a casting director. Are you frozen?
In order to I really wanted to have a dialogue with actors instead of just like a monologue. So like it's a one-way street, really. There's no reciprocation at all. Listen, I love the LGBTQIA plus ABCD EFG HIJK community, right? I mean, that's fantastic, but my community is the artistic community. Like, I could tell already, you guys are part of my community. I don't judge people based on a group. I judge people based on individuals, and I felt like actors were becoming part of a group. So like this mass, and I didn't feel that was like really right for artists. And so, yes, I still had to do it. Huh?
It's not right. You're right. It's not right.
Yeah, I mean, why am I quizzing an actor that I've seen that why are we quizzing actors that we've seen on the stage like 5 times, we know their capability, and then calling them in and having them read these lines like they can't do it in the first place. I mean, I feel like the process always has to be about trust. In my relationships, I always have to base off of trust, and in respect. I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm not the most perfect person in the world either, but I certainly don't degrade actors and artists no matter what their resume is. Like, it doesn't matter. There's a place for everybody. If somebody wants to be an actor, we hear the term bad actor all the time. And there's really, I mean, you know what they say, there's no small parts, only small actors. No small roles, only small actors. You've heard that shit before, right? It's like, well, no, there are small parts, and there are no small actors. It's just the actors that get to play small parts. But yeah, there are small parts in shows. I'm sorry,
there
guys.
are shitty actors too.
There are.
I know plenty of actors. I was in a movie. You ready for this? I was in a movie where I played a cop who was from New York, and he liked to push people around. So he went to Pennsylvania where he could push the farmers, the hicks, around, okay? I am a character that's like, I know you did it. I know your brother did it. You did it. And I'm yelling at this guy, and he got up and he said, "Oh, you're a bastard."
Like, you're what?
You're a bastard. So I looked at the camera and I said, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh my God, you guys.
Here I gave him this wonderful, come on and do it. I charged him up with my total New York horrible, nasty copness. And all he could think to me was, "Oh, you're a bastard." Meanwhile, the guy was so horrible, so terrible, I couldn't work with him.
Well, see, now that's attitude and ego, and attitude and ego have everything to do with someone not being able to be capable of acting.
No, you know why I couldn't work with him? I told the producer, he's making me look like I'm grandstanding. He's making me look like I'm a show-off. He's making my character. See, like, listen, I know this.
I understand what you're saying, but that's ego and attitude.
I knew Betty Davis, and I knew Betty pretty well. And she used to always say, my leading men have to be weak, because the two strengths we're gonna fight each other. So she always had men that were not tough and strong. And I said to her, why it would be wonderful to see you work with somebody else that's tough. She said, no, it wouldn't happen. Doesn't happen on the screen, Ron, because then it becomes mean.
Just can we talk about you guys and not me, because you guys have way more interesting stories than I do. Let me just tell you, I'm fascinated right now.
So first of all, Ron will be 85 next month. So he's a little older than Christopher Walken, but he was friends with Betty Davis. His best friend was Jane Russell.
Oh my God!
But he worked with Elizabeth Taylor. He's kind of like done the gamut, of older Hollywood. And I'm like the '80s kid. I'm friends with Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, and those kind of people.
When I did it, it was
Corey Haim.
Yeah, I was very good friends with Corey Haim.
But Barbara Stanwyck used to love to scream at people in a film. That was her thing. We went to see Barbara Stanwyck go and do her crazy shit with a guy. So when you are acting strong and your person you're talking to doesn't come back strong, it doesn't play.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like a kinesthetic response. What you're talking about? Yeah, no, I absolutely.
You're a bastard. That's the best he could come up. I said, who wrote that shit? Oh, you're a bastard. What man says?
Oh, wait a second. I want to go back to him though. I want to go back.
No, I love it. No, Ron, please keep going. No, I mean this is the type of frustration that I hear a lot.
We've never had a casting director, so you went from doing plays because now you're doing movies, and these aren't little shitty. These aren't little $200,000 movies. These are movies. Real productions.
Yeah, they're getting theatrical releases, but someone's gonna watch them, and they. I mean, I'll have to be honest. I mean, they don't stand up to like a Universal or Universal Studios film or anything. Like we still have limited budgets, but it's about the people that make the film. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what story I say. What's out there is out there. that's what I find is the beauty of theater, is that every night is a different performance. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then when it's over, it's done. You can't ever go back to it.
Never.
But in film, I could tell you about all the amazing takes and rehearsals and the entire process. The only thing you're going to see is what we ended up with. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what, like, you know, your experience is the same as everybody else's. It's also, it's like, you know, it's subjective to whatever the viewer sees. But I always say, grab a great bag of popcorn. If you don't like popcorn, find some Raisinets or whatever it is that you like. And I mean, I usually feel that people will enjoy the films that I've worked on because the actors are great. And it's really interesting to see these stars in these type of roles that you don't normally see them in. And that's what really makes it exciting.
I've seen several of the films
But,
that
you
you
know,
cast. I've seen several of the films, and they're really good.
You're an honest casting director. There are casting directors that are not honest. For $1,000, they'll put you in a movie, or for sexual favors, they'll put you in a movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
I
I
know
know. We
over
can
the
talk
years.
about that. That's extremely important. Yeah, no, I know.
I know these stories. So
I do too.
Today we have pay to play. You know what pay to play is?
Yeah, he knows what that is.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
You have it
I
even.
understand.
And I think that's horrible.
I don't find that condescending. You could ask me a question. Of course, yeah, I understand what you're going. Keep going, Ron.
I just finished a movie where I was furious with the producer because he had a bunch of pay-to-play people in it. And I said, they stink. They just stood there jerking off and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And it pissed us off. Everybody got pissed off, all the actors. We don't want to be put with people that don't know how to act. They were cleaning a street on Thursday and Friday they're in a movie.
Yep. Because they had the money to do it, right?
Yeah, because they had the money
Pay
to
to
do
play.
it.
We know one jerk that was in the movie I finished. I won't mention the movie. And he's not an actor, but he has over 101 movies. He's been
in a year.
In a
he
year,
paid to play 101
he's
character
been in
roles.
101 movies in a year. And he walks around like he's Marlon Brando. I mean, really and truly. The guy's an idiot. He paid every movie to be in it. You got his name in it.
I don't know how to comment on that particular person. I'm just listening to what you're saying. But when you say bad actors, I think non-actors. They're not really
Non-actors. That's where I go. You hit it. I was going to say that.
Even if you're a bad actor, you're still an actor. But with the people you're describing to me are not actors.
Non-actors. You're right. No, you're right about that. So wait, I want to go to because we only have 8 minutes, and I have two things I want to go over. Number one,
before we forget.
No. Hold on. I'm not messing around. I don't know how to get a hold of you. Maybe I should call Matt. I love you, Matt Jason. But hi, Matt Jason.
That's so funny. I was just getting ready to do that. So you guys,
listen.
I really want to come in. I want to meet you guys.
Hang on.
While we're here, please, when you come to Palm Springs, come see us.
No,
that's what I was saying. I really want to see you.
Tell Matt that you want to. Matt's got my phone number and email. Just tell Matt that I said it's okay to give it to him. But I want to thank Matt Chasen because he set this up. He told me that you're directing a one-act play, an adaptation of Snows of Kilimanjaro, and so Gary Cooper is my favorite actor of the old Gary Cooper and Cary Grant are because I think they're the two hottest men on the planet, and so they were always my favorite. So you're doing a one-act play of it. So tell us a little bit about it because I know it starred Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman.
Yeah. So okay, I'll tell you a little bit about it. First of all, I cannot describe to you how, and now I have goosebumps, but how incredible this cast is. It's a 2-person cast that Matt fostered for me, and it's this. I hope I don't call them out, but right now, as of now, as long as they're staying in it, it's this fantastic actress Sarah Gaston and actor Brian Forrest that are both in the show. So here's the deal. My mom came from France. She immigrated to this country. She was in New York. It's not a long story, but this is really interesting. And she was a French maid for a very rich family in New York when she got here. I think that was in the late, in the 60s. and she was forced to wear a French maid outfit, like a French maid outfit. You know, like Clue with Tim Curry. She's like, oui, madame. No. Okay, so she was forced to wear this type of outfit, and she spilled food on the floor, and it was like an accident, you know, like at the same time she's going to school at nighttime because she wanted to become a flight attendant, learning English, and they had the Snows of Kilimanjaro playing that evening on the television, you know, those old rotary televisions. And because she spilled food, the woman of the house said, "Go straight to your room and go to sleep. You are not doing anything tonight." And my mom said, "Please, they're playing the Snows of Kilimanjaro tonight. I really want to see it on." And she said, "Absolutely not." She's like, "Look at what you've done."
Bitch.
And my mom called her home. She had one phone call that night. She called her mom crying, my grandmother. And the story never left my head, because I remember watching Snows of Kilimanjaro, you know, like one Saturday morning, or, you know, those old reruns that, you know, movie reruns on television when I was growing up. And I wanted to do something for my mom to honor her. And I said, I want to adapt this play so that my mom never has to ever be without it, like, so that it will always be in her memory. So I wrote this a long time ago. I adapted it, and I've gone. I had a staged reading where I invited my mom here to watch the staged reading, and for years I've been like working out, finessing the play. Ernest Hemingway is very difficult, but this show was a lot more than just the man degrading a woman and stuff. There was a spirit there that I wanted to have that could like bring in all audiences. He's very, very difficult writer, because, you know, I don't want the woman to be subjected to just like all this, like, you know, manipulation. So I wrote it. I wrote it in my voice as well, and I researched a lot of Ernest Hemingway. I pulled stories from outside of the book as well, and I kind of like almost like wrote it like a poem, so it just moves really fast. It was originally around like, I don't know, 50, 60 pages. It's down to like 42 now. It's a one act. And there's no Kyuku drivers. There's no Molo. He's out of the character. It's just the man and the woman. And by the end of I hope by the end of the show, you feel some sort of empathy and hatred for both of these people. But what I really wanted to do is, the landscape of the show is set in a museum diorama. So, you know, the taxidermy animals that you go to Natural History Museum, you see you know, that's the set. So the set would look like a museum diorama. It's not really in Kilimanjaro. It feels like these people are absolutely stuck there. So like the little box that we're in, it's framed like a museum diorama. There's the museum pedestals at the front of the stage, where it has the you know, the description of Kilimanjaro, the set, the scenery. So it feels like you're walking into a museum, and then these things come to life, and there's a dog in front of me. So anyway, it's a little, there's a theme to it, but
that's
Astro. The actor, hi, Astro from like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
You guys are hilarious. Anyway, I wrote the play. I've had it performed, and I really am very excited, mostly because of Matt.
Do you think your audience would know who Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman are?
I would hope that my audience forgets about Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman in order to fall into a new world.
Right.
Not forgets about them, but that their preconceived notion of this show are eliminated when they come.
Now, do you have a producer for this?
It's a play.
Yeah, I know.
Matt.
You have a producer?
Oh, Matt Chase.
No, why? Because I was going to recommend Stan Zimmerman. You know Stan Zimmerman?
Sounds familiar, but I'd have to talk to Matt, because I mean, like we're ready to make this happen.
I'm throwing a name at him. You never know. If he wants to talk to Stan Zimmerman does all the plays in Hollywood.
He used to be the writer for the Golden Girls.
He used to write for the Golden Girls.
Shut up.
Yes. He's a good friend of ours, so you can at least talk to him.
he has to watch this reading that we did, and we should set Matt up with Stan, to be honest. Like, but anyway, that's
we can definitely.
Sorry, everybody. It's we're doing, what is it called? Industry talk. But I hope that everybody gets a chance to see it, and or hear about it in the future.
What's your play called?
Oh, I'm calling it White Mountain, an adaptation based on.
Say it slow, because you're going to have an older audience. So say it slow for the old.
They can hear me. So age doesn't matter to me, by the way. But
it's
called White.
Listen.
We only have like 10 seconds. So if
your tickets are always bought by older people.
White Mountain.
I know.
A White
Mountain, a play by Carmen Aiello, adapted from the short story Snows of Mount Kilimanjaro by Ernest Hemingway.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So real quick, because we're out of time, we want to thank Matt Chasen for setting this whole thing up. I also want to congratulate you. We didn't have time that you're going to have a role in Michael Musazzo's film Once Upon a Killing Time, which he's actually a really good indie filmmaker. He's one of the ones I have a lot of.
Playing the Mad Hatter.
Yes, I have a lot of respect for him and all the things that he does. He pays all his actors, and he does a really good job. And his graphics and everything is good. And because sometimes he crowdfunds, but he doesn't crowdfund for the actors. He only hires real actors and stuff. So he's really got his shit together.
I should hope he pays all the actors.
So thank you so much. Tell Matt to give you my contact, and let's talk. And thank you so much for coming on the show again. Thanks, Matt Chasen, and we'll see you soon.
Look forward to seeing you.
I can't wait to meet you guys. Thank you, guys. Good night. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. We had a good time. Hope you did too. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jimmy,
This is MC Alfred and Ozzy. I'm just chilling. Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Why every man in thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC. You can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.